What's going on, guys? This is Gene Jensen, and in this video I want to show you one of the coolest things that I've gotten this year. Alright, so earlier this year I picked up a rooftop tent, and this is a FSR Odyssey, and what it is basically a quick little pop-up tent. And while I'm setting it up, I want to talk to you guys about how and why I have one and why I love it so much. Alright, so my thought behind getting a rooftop tent and being a tournament angler, being a kayak tournament angler, is in kayak fishing we're able to set up anywhere, or we're able to put in anywhere on the lake that we want to, as long as it's public. And there comes a point in time where you're camping over here at a campground, and the ramp you want to put in is an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and it's just a waste of a lot of time driving back and forth between those places on tournament day. So my thought was, hold on, let me get this last latch. My thought was that I could, on those nights before the tournament, I could set up at the boat ramp and I could sleep and get a good night's sleep and go right in and be ready to go fishing. And I'm telling you, that works great. And that's one big advantage of being able to do this. Another one is the simple fact that you don't have to set up one of those crazy tents. And I have tents, I love tents, I've been camping my entire life. I was a Scoutmaster for 25 years. I have slept on the dirt and on the ground so many times I can't even think. But this thing made my life so easy this year. There it is. Alright, so this is going to be kind of a review, and when I do reviews, I do them seriously. I've been in this tent well over 30 nights this year already. I don't do a review right off the bat, so I'm able to give you guys a little bit more insight because I've lived in this daggum thing. Alright, so to start with, the things that I love about this thing: quick setup, quick takedown. I can be awake and on the road in about 20 minutes. That means everything packed up. And I just love the fact that I'm able to be very mobile very quickly. Now, some of the cool features about this are these little stinking bags. I'm like, what in the world, they got bags hanging off the end of it? Well, these are for your shoes. It's to keep the dirt and the grime out of your tent. So when you sit up here just like I'm sitting right now, you take your shoes off, drop them in the bag, and you're set. Another thing that I think that's really cool is this light that's behind me. It's a strip light, it's an LED light, and all you gotta do is just plug it into some type of a power source. Little bitty battery pack or whatever can go in those little pockets, but I chose to use an old extension that I had, an old USB extension, and then a Dakota lithium power box. That way I can just leave it up here, or I can just plop it up here, plug everything in, and be ready to go. But that light's pretty neat. Now, the cushion itself is only about 2 inches, and me having an Army back, you know, back pain compliments of the United States Army. One thing that I do is I have a 3-inch or a 4-inch fold out memory foam mattress that I throw up in here. I have a couple of pillows and a couple of blankets. The nice thing is you can leave the blankets up here. This is actually an electric blanket for when I'm in the coldest parts of the world, which I have been this year for some reason. But you can leave 2 blankets in here and then fold it back and then close it back up. I wouldn't leave a thick sleeping bag because it tends to make it a little bit harder to close this thing up. There's not a whole lot of space once you start to close things. So a couple of blankets, about all you can store in it. It's quilted, so when it's cold you can hold your heat in. When it's hot, you can get the heat out by just opening up some vents and stuff, and then it won't heat up too fast. I really enjoy that. All right, so let me show you some of the windows and things like that in here. Now, the screen itself is mosquito proof and it's no-see-um proof. And here in the South, no-see-ums are miserable. Jordan's down there scratching his legs right now from the mosquitoes. But it's got windows on both sides, real easy to open, big heavy duty zippers. And then it's got one vent in the back that just kind of pops down and not like that. Now I've been in this thing in high winds. We were down in Louisiana and it blew 20 to 30 for what, 4 days? 3 or 4 days, and this thing, it held up just fine. I've been in heavy rain and not gotten wet at all. It's nice having this door that kind of leans over so you can actually have your door open or your screen closed and everything else, and it doesn't get wet right here, so you can still get that ventilation during the rain. Just a really, really good living area. I'll take my tri-fold mattress and I'll push it up against here and have a nice place to lean and work on my computer and stuff like that. I'll bring a fan up here, keep some wind circulating, just because I'm I ain't a little retentive like that. I even have the fan in my room, so but love it. So after more than 30 days, the only repairs that I've had to do to this thing is the ladder itself. Started to slip a little bit, and if Jordan goes all the way down to the bottom, you'll see some white Gorilla Tape that's holding up that bottom rung. It started to slide. I knocked it back into place and put some Gorilla Tape down there, and that stopped it. Other than that, I haven't had any issues. Having it up on top of a rooftop rack like this has not been an issue at all, even when I was 20 pounds heavier than I am right now. So it hasn't been bad. There's not really been any other major repairs. It's held together good. The zippers are great. Everything's great. It's just fine. So let me get down out of here and take it down, because I'm going fishing. Let's go. So a few things when you're taking it down that you have to watch for. Make sure that these collapse all the way and click back in. Make sure that your door is not rolled up all the way, because it'll tend to make it a little bit tough. Tend to make it a little bit tough to close it. Take your shoe bags, throw them up here, and I grab right there and pull. And then you just tuck everything in and just let the air kind of get out of it. Make sure everything's tucked in. Now the first latch that I put down is either the front one or the back one. Typically it's the back one because it's easier to get to. Just make sure everything's tucked in. And then I go to the front one. Throw this in the back of the truck and I'm ready to go. That's what I love about this thing. It's so quick and easy to take down. I had an 8-man tent that I used up until this point, and just before that I had a huge tent where I used as my office and stuff when I stayed places a long time. I don't have to do that anymore, and I can get packed up and go. Where this is an advantage for kayak anglers, like I said, is mobility. Where it's an advantage for people in the South is that even though it says it's insulated, doesn't mean it's just insulated for the cold. It's insulated for the hot as well. And I bet you one of those new little $40 coolers or air conditioners that you can get at Walmart will work really good. I haven't tried that one out yet though. But the best thing about this thing is that I love it. And I'd like to thank FSR, Freespirit Recreation, for sending me this thing, let me try it out for a little while. I really enjoyed it. You guys, thank you very much. But like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out of the water, go out and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.